Bald people shouldn't be allowed to vote, and that's just my opinion. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League versus Gotham Knights. These are two pretty equally hated games, and I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and compare these two bad boys. I played them both, so you don't have to. You're welcome. So to really figure out which one of these games is worse, I've broken my grading criteria down into 5 categories. The first category is going to be the story. Which game has the better overall story? Which one's more moving? Which one's more compelling? Which one's more entertaining? The second one's going to be mobility. What's it like getting around the map, you know? Is it fun? Is it stiff? Is it easy? Is it difficult? What's it like moving around, right? The third one's gonna be combat. Is it fun? How does it work? I don't know, which one's the most entertaining, I guess. Pretty standard stuff, right? And then the last one's gonna be multiplayer mode, because both of these games are multiplayer, and that was a huge selling point for both of them, even though they didn't really sell, so that's kind of an L. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about those 5 categories, then I'm gonna drop the overall score, so stick around till the end, and then let me know if you agree or disagree with the ratings I give each one. Will contain some small spoilers for the games. Here's my recap for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The Justice League has been captured and brainwashed by Brainiac. Task Force X must kill the Justice League before Brainiac uses them to annihilate the planet. That's pretty awesome, right? Batman dies, spoiler. Everyone knows that though. So that story that I just told you works, and this is why. It's heavy, it's compelling, and it involves characters that we all know and love, right? The Justice League is not an obscure group of heroes. We all know who the Justice League are. Brainiac, maybe a more obscure villain if you're new to DC, if you're a DC virgin, but most of us who have followed DC for some time, even softcore fans, know who Brainiac is. He's the guy who collects planets in jars and stuff. Kind of weird. What a weirdo. Anyway, there's something to be said about the weight that comes with killing your favorite heroes. You are literally shooting Batman in the brain. You are literally killing the Flash and cutting off his finger. You are the one that blows Green Lantern's brains out, and you are the one that stabs Superman in the heart. Oh my gosh, I just killed my favorite childhood heroes as the supervillains. What is going on? There is something of value in that, and I personally really like that about the Suicide Squad story. Another really great thing about the story of this game is just how likable the characters are that you're playing as. Harley Quinn is really funny. Deadshot, pretty sassy guy. Actually, I didn't get much of a read on Deadshot. He was kind of just the dry, deadpan, reactionary character. He would be like, bro, what are you talking about? Boomerang was hilarious. My friend, who is normally kind of a hater, loved Boomerang's dialogue lines. He was like, man, this is actually kind of fun, which was great to hear because he normally hates on everything I play. So, sorry, Zach. Anyway, yeah, and King Shark. King Shark kind of missed the mark a little bit compared to some other versions we've seen of him. James Gunn's King Shark is probably top tier, but no, this guy, whoever voiced this guy did a good job, and whoever wrote him did an even better job. Yeah, all the writing in this game is really good, and you'll find yourself rooting for these characters, especially because you're playing as them. So let's move on to the story of Gotham Knights now.
I know you'll keep Gotham safe. Good luck. And goodbye.
Yeah, so Batman dies at the very beginning in the 15-minute opening cutscene. The Bat family must come to terms with his death and figure out how to move forward as protectors of Gotham. They try to take down both the Court of Owls and the League of Assassins, who are both plaguing Gotham. And that's pretty much it. That's the story. So if that doesn't excite you, then you're out of luck. I know some pretty big Batman fans are like, yes, we get to fight the Court of Owls, huzzah! Or yes, we get to fight the League of Assassins again, huzzah! But I don't know. I just feel like those are kind of lame criminal groups. I'd rather fight Two-Face or the Joker, which I know they did in the Arkham games, but I don't know. Personally, -1 point for the villains here, because there's not a whole lot of villains attached to these names, other than Ra's al Ghul, who dies at the beginning, and then Talon from Court of Owls, but I don't know. Kind of obscure, if you ask me. So similarly to Suicide Squad, they tried to make these characters pretty likable, and they succeeded with one of them, maybe 2, Alfred, always going to be a W character. He's always going to be likable no matter what iteration you do of him. If you mess up Alfred, then you have no talent as a writer. So yeah, Alfred is good. He's safe. And so is Nightwing. Nightwing, Dick Grayson, he's great. He's likable. I don't mind his voice lines, but everyone else is kind of annoying. Every other character is written in the most cringy way possible. Red Hood is pretty much just Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They copied all those voice lines for sure. Whoever wrote this did a bad job. Same with Robin, whiny little baby, shut up please. And Batgirl is kind of like a anime girl, like, I know everything about everything. Sorry. I'm kind of at a loss for words, really. The only thing I can come up with is just like the writing is cringy, generic, and I don't know, feels annoying to hear in my ears. The next thing I want to compare between the two games is traversability / mobility of the characters around the map. So we're going to start off with Suicide Squad, obviously, because that was first up. It would be weird if I did Gotham Knights, too, like back to back. Are you kidding me? Sue me. You can get around the map by hyper jumping as King Shark, or using Deadshot's jetpack to fly around, or using Captain Boomerang's magic boomerang that he gets to, super speed and teleport around, or swinging Spider-Man style with Harley and her Batarang grappler thing. I don't really know how to describe this. You just need to play the game and watch the cutscenes to figure that out. The game makers were really intentional and clever about how you can use this traversability to get around the map. You have to really strategize and work with combos and the character. I don't know if combo is the right word, but you have short bursts of traversability and you have to let it recharge, and it recharges quickly, but you can't just use the jetpack to fly all the way across the map in one sitting. You burst and then you have to be on the ground for a couple seconds, then burst again. You can't just super speed across the city. You gotta teleport and then wait a second for it to recharge, and then it goes. But it recharges quickly, and it's fun. That's really all I have to say about the mobility of this game, so let's move on to Gotham Knights. I've already made a video about this, and I'm very passionate about how much I hate what they did with this game and getting around the map. There's so much to explore on the map, and I really want to, but they made the traversability so slow and painful and torturous. I don't know why they did this, why they're punishing me like this, but you can grapple from building to building, you can jump, and you can summon the Bat Bike, which is incredibly slow. I mean, throw a guy a bone here, add a booster to the back of the bike. I mean, it's the least you could do, really. So this is the 3 words I would use to describe the traversability in this game. It's slow, it's stiff, and it's frustrating. That is, until you reach the halfway point of the game and progress further and level up the characters, because then you can actually glide. You can actually glide as Batgirl. You can teleport. You can use a glider with Nightwing. It doesn't make any sense why they did it that way, and it's frustrating. It's actually frustrating me, so we need to change the topic now. Yeah, I think it's best probably if we move on to talking about combat for my mental sake. So in Suicide Squad, the combat is really messy. Look at the screen here. It's just there's so much going on. It's really sloppy. Yeah, so that's one thing I like about Suicide Squad. It's really chaotic. There's a lot going on. It's a run and gun style. It feels very true to the source of the game, the Suicide Squad. It's what you'd picture, right? So I find it very fun, and that's really it. I mean, you can play as a sniper, long range as Deadshot. You can do some melee with King Shark and King Shark. That's funny. And Harley Quinn, or you can do some boomerang action, shotgun stuff with boomerang, and all of that's really up to you. You can change around the guns and stuff, so that's a lot of fun. Yeah. That's that. Let's talk about Gotham Knights again, I guess. Now, it might surprise you that I say this, since everything I've had to say about Gotham Knights has been negative up until this point, but the combat in this game is actually kind of fun sometimes. Sometimes is the key word there. Once you get into the groove and the feel of it, it actually is kind of satisfying, kind of fun. It's kind of really repetitive though, that's the only thing, and it takes forever to take down villains. They have levels, and your level needs to be the same as theirs or higher if you want to take them down somewhat quicker, but they're really just damage sponges, and it's really time consuming and really boring. But but it can be a lot of fun. It can be. Just depends on who you're playing as and how well you're playing as them. So that's what I have for this game. So second to last, we have content of the game. So like what there is to do. Suicide Squad is up first, and post-game content, we've got a whole bunch of multiverse stuff going on. Each one of these Earths has a different theme with all the missions, and the goal is to defeat the Brainiac of each Earth until you get like all 13 or all 12. I don't remember how many there were. It's 12 or 13, I think. But yeah, so you have to kill all 13 if you really want to 100% the game, and it takes approximately 44 hours to 100% it. You also unlock more characters to play as, like Earth 2 Joker, Deathstroke, and Mrs. Freeze. I did not play it long enough to unlock any of those characters, but that is an option if you are interested in post-game. Other than that, it's really repetitive. It's meant to be something that's like Fortnite, where you can just keep playing it online with your friends, but it does kind of get old somehow in a way that Fortnite doesn't. How has Fortnite done that? Maybe I should make a video on that. But yeah. That's kind of a con, actually, for this game. It's a pro and a con. It's a mixed bag of nuts, peanuts, and walnuts. Maybe some raisins in there. Let's talk about Gotham Knights. According to my sources, being Google, it takes about 50 hours to 100% Gotham Knights. And actually, I kind of like the way they did this. I just wish, like I said, it was easier to get around the map so I could actually enjoy it. But there's active crimes all throughout the map. All throughout the city at all times, and you do like these different things called night shifts, or like night 1, night 2, all the way to however many nights it takes you to beat the game. So that's a lot of fun. It's kind of like Spider-Man. That's the only thing I can compare it to that I could like think of. It's not like any of the Arkham games in that way. It's more, like I said, like Spider-Man. The only con to their post-game is that there is no post-game. Once you beat the story, you don't get to do anything else. You gotta play again. So you gotta mess around with the free roam before you beat the story, or else it's all gone. So that's the only con, is that there's no post-game. Yeah, let's move on to multiplayer. I know we've kind of been zooming through the last few categories, but I really don't have a whole lot to say about multiplayer for either of these games. The only criteria I have was it fun to play? So Suicide Squad, I played with my good friend Zach, and it was so much fun. You know it's fun if your boy texts you up at like 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and he's like, hey, Suicide Squad? And I text back, okay, you know? So it was a lot of fun playing with him. We had a good time. And as for Gotham Knights, well, I've got one word to summarize the multiplayer in this game. It sucks. One word, it sucks. Yeah, it's just not fun. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. They didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, it seems, and that's really all I have to say. It's not really a collaborative game. I guess it's like it helps to take down those damage sponges, but that's about it. So, yeah, I think it's about time we score these games. I'm about to make all the haters start hating even harder, but yeah, I'm gonna give Suicide Squad a 7 out of 10 because it's fun, it's a great story. Like it or not, it's a good story, and there's just a whole lot to do, and there's a whole lot to do with friends. So, as for Gotham Knights, this game had a lot of potential, but in reality, it just ended up being a huge headache, a waste of money, and I don't know, kind of lame and cringy. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, it lost by 3 points to Suicide Squad, probably one of the lowest rated games of the year. Yeah, if you're gonna hate, go ahead and hate in the comments below. Let me know why you hate and why you be hating, what you be hating, and if you agree, or just whatever. Share your opinions with me. I'd love to hear. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And leave a like if you feel so inclined. All right, Toodles. What's my catchphrase again? What was it? Oh, stay silly.